If you have been thinking about how to moisturize your hair naturally, how to protect your strands, and how to reduce hair loss, I'm about to show you how to get all of that in one easy move. Watch how I take my hair from dry, scrappy to all moisturized and comb passing through very easily. Now, this process is easy, it is affordable, and it is all natural. Hello fam, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be demonstrating to you how to use okra for your hair. Now, this works for short hair, it works for long, for medium length. It is goodness all around. You don't need anything else, just the regular okra that we use, in making soup. And as I said earlier, it's super affordable. So you want to chop off the head and the base of your okra. You can add more if you want, just the way I was inspired in this video to add more. The quantity of the okra that you will need depends on the density of your hair. Now, if your hair is full and long, of course you will need more, and if it is short, you will need less. But one thing is sure, you must not break a bank to achieve the results that this would give you. When you chop off the head and the base of your okra, make sure that you cut off everything. I wanted to use just a few, but I decided to indulge. Now, there is no overdose anyway. All you must be careful is the application process. It can get really messy. And because I already knew how messy it was, I decided to indulge anyway. I mean, just right after, you can clean up, as I would do. What I did here in this video was that I cut the head and the base and then went to wash the okra before I chop into smaller bits. If you watch closely, you would see the skin of the okra all moisty. So here is something you must also know. Please try as much as possible not to make and store this formula. It's not as if it is against any rule, but it is best to use the product as it is fresh. So whenever you want to, make this moisturizer or this leave-in conditioner or this deep conditioning formula, because this okra can be everything I just mentioned. It can be a moisturizer, you can use it for leave-in conditioner, you can even use it for gel. But for this video, we'll be concentrating on just moisturizing the hair and for pre-poo. So when you want to do that, make sure that you use fresh okra and get it done. It's not difficult to make anyway. Now wash them thoroughly. Now after cutting, transfer into a pot because you will need to cook it for a few minutes. What cooking does is that it helps to kill all the bacteria and to also eliminate those agents in okra that can make okra scratch your body. I hope you remember that okra can scratch your body. It can make you itch, right? So be careful. Actually, if you get your hands on original okra, everything that has original, even food, honestly, because some can be genetically modified or however the case. Now, moving back to what we're saying, I just said be very careful. Put it in a pot, add some water and bring it to a boil. And this cooking is only for just a few minutes. It's a vegetable anyway. You don't want to overcook it and lose all the nutrients. There are different methods to this process, but today we'll be focusing on just one, and that is using the boiling method just to extract the water. Now chop your okra, cut it in bits, put in a pot and add water, then bring to a boil for only a few minutes. Today we'll be extracting the water. We'll use that water that we used to boil it. That's all I drained out, and I put in this applicator. I use this bottle because right after I'll be throwing the bottle away. I don't want to use it anymore. Yes, and I was cooking it, it broke. It just broke. But of course we have to get creative. I decided to puncture it and then still get the goodness that I want out of it. See the focus. If you are ever having doubts about using okra on your hair, I want to assure you, to keep your mind at rest. This is not a clickbait, this is 100% guaranteed. This is a process African women, and in fact some men, have been using for hundreds of years before the introduction of chemical options and lab manufactured alternatives. So trying okra juice or okra water on your hair is a great idea, and it has zero consequence on your hair or on your scalp. This formula could be used for detangling your hair, for adding shine, for restoring lost nutrients, and general well-being of your hair. I bet you didn't know that you can also use this as a leave-in conditioner. So go all in and begin to use your fingers to push on your hair. Now you have two options. Pat your hair before you add, or add and then you pat. I decided to do add before patting because that would even make it easier for me to pat it to smaller sections. And I went all in, all around my hair to get the very best. Now that you're ready to apply this on your hair, the water or the juice, today we're using the water. If you decide to use the juice, it's also fine. But as you apply to your hair, please, you don't have to use water on your hair first, so that you don't water down the nutrients in the okra. The okra itself has water anyway. You used it to boil it, so you don't have to use water on your hair again before you now apply the okra. Let it do the work that it was sent to do by the Lord. All right, as I mentioned earlier, it can get really messy. You're beginning to see already. So this is what it looks like. Very messy. You're pouring on your hair. It is dripping down your body. But the good thing is that you will get the results that you set out. And as you walk, you'll begin to feel the strands of your hair easing out, and your fingers will begin to run through a lot more easier.